For Dakota Johnson, stepping into the role of Anastasia Steele in 50 Shades of Grey was more than just a career-defining moment. It was a daring plunge into uncharted emotional and professional territory. The film, based on Yale James' best-selling novel, demanded a level of vulnerability that few mainstream actresses had navigated before. Intimate scenes that were simultaneously physically demanding and emotionally exposing. For Dakota, this meant not only confronting the challenges of the role on set, but also facing the reactions of her famous family, who were both protective and deeply invested in her well-being. The Johnson-Griffith household, though accustomed to Hollywood's spotlight, was not prepared for the intensity of 50 Shades of Grey. Melanie Griffith, Dakota's mother, a star in her own right, had built a career portraying strong, complicated women on screen. But even Griffith, known for her fearless performances in films like Body Double and Working Girl, admitted that watching her daughter in such highly sexualized scenes was an entirely different experience. "There's no way I could sit through it," Griffith confessed during an interview around the time of the film's release. For her, it wasn't about judgment, it was about parental instinct. The thought of witnessing her daughter in situations charged with erotic tension was simply too much. Don Johnson, Dakota's father, known for his iconic role in Miami Vice and decades of Hollywood presence, shared similar sentiments. "He kind of had the same feeling," Dakota revealed years later in candid reflections about the film. While he understood the professionalism and artistry involved, there was an undeniable parental discomfort. As Dakota explained, it wasn't a matter of disapproval, but of navigating the delicate boundary between parental care and professional respect. She joked that 50 Shades had no place in family movie night, and it was clear that both parents were simultaneously proud of her ambition and uneasy about the film's explicit content. For Dakota, accepting the role was a careful, deliberate choice. She knew the risks involved, both professionally and personally. The film's notoriety meant that public scrutiny would be intense, and stepping into a part that was so sexually explicit could overshadow her broader acting abilities. Yet she embraced the challenge. "I knew it would be controversial, but it was a role I had to explore fully or not at all," Dakota explained in a later interview. Her commitment to the character, combined with meticulous preparation alongside co-star Jamie Dornan, allowed her to navigate the intimate scenes with a sense of agency and professionalism. Behind the glamour and red carpet appearances, Dakota's journey was deeply personal. The filming process required a profound level of trust, both with her co-stars and the directors, as well as with herself. She has spoken about the emotional labor involved in performing scenes that were not only physically demanding but psychologically taxing. In private conversations, she acknowledged that having a support system, particularly the understanding and guidance of her parents, was crucial. Even if they couldn't watch the film themselves, their respect for her choices gave her confidence to approach the role on her own terms. The family tension surrounding 50 Shades was not solely about the explicit content. It also reflected the unique pressures that come with being part of a Hollywood dynasty. Dakota, growing up under the public gaze, had always been aware that her choices would be closely scrutinized. Taking on a role that sparked global conversation meant balancing career ambition with personal boundaries, a task she navigated with surprising maturity. Her reflections on the experience often highlight humor alongside the gravity of the moment. While her parents couldn't watch the film, they supported her growth, and she learned to embrace both the discomfort and pride inherent in such high-stakes work. The impact of 50 Shades of Grey on Dakota's career cannot be overstated. The film opened doors to major projects and positioned her as a leading actress capable of tackling complex, layered characters. It also allowed her to explore themes of autonomy, vulnerability, and personal empowerment, both on screen and in her own life. Dakota has emphasized that the experience taught her invaluable lessons about self-confidence, setting boundaries, and navigating the often blurred lines between personal and professional life in Hollywood. Looking back, what initially caused awkward tension in the Johnson-Griffith household has become a defining chapter in Dakota's journey. The experience of stepping into a role that challenged her emotionally, physically, and professionally ultimately strengthened her bond with her parents, who came to respect the courage and commitment she demonstrated. It also cemented Dakota's reputation as an actress unafraid to take risks, embrace difficult roles, and assert her own agency in a notoriously challenging industry. In retrospect, the steamy scenes that sparked laughter, nerves, and perhaps a little embarrassment at family gatherings are now part of a larger narrative, one that illustrates Dakota Johnson's growth as an artist and as a person. She navigated family tension, public scrutiny, and the pressures of fame with poise, humor, and integrity, demonstrating that true artistry often involves pushing boundaries, confronting discomfort, and emerging stronger on the other side. For Dakota, the story of 50 Shades of Grey is not just about fame or controversy. It's about embracing risk, honoring personal choices, and learning to reconcile family love with professional ambition. And while her parents may never have watched every intimate scene, they witnessed something equally important: their daughter stepping boldly into her own identity, both on screen and off.